Good afternoon, folks. My name is Patrick from Estland, and this is another tutorial on PTE Academic. The first time I talked to you, I talked about the most important skill that students need to get a better score on their speaking section. And today I'm going to be talking about the same thing, but I'm going to be talking about 5 essential strategies that are must-learn strategies for a better score on your speaking section. Those 5 strategies are very important for you to get a better score on your read aloud text and repeat sentences. Okay? Now, last time I said that the PTE Academic is a very popular English exam that people are taking to get a PR, to apply for PR, and to gain entry into university. Okay? And I did say that one of the most important things, or the most important skill that you need to learn is to move from point A to point B without taking too many stops. That means not pause a lot between words. Okay? Now today I'm going to take you through 5 strategies that are essential for you to kill any speaking test, not only PTE, but any speaking test that you take. Okay? So, without further ado, let's go. Strategy 1. Mark your pauses. Okay? Now, pauses are stops. Okay? Depending on the length and the structure of the sentence. If the speaker stops once, you stop once. If the speaker stops twice, then you stop twice. Okay? And I'm referring to the repeat sentences section specifically here. So when you hear a sentence, if the speaker stops once, you cannot just choose to stop 3 or 4 times. If the speaker stops once, you gotta stop once. If the speaker stops twice, then you stop twice. You get it? So, if you take too many stops, you're gonna hurt your score. If you take too many stops, the computer will think that you're not able to rebuild, reconstruct, or reproduce the sentence as you heard it. Okay? And that leads the computer to think that you're not a fluent person. This, guys, can hurt you a lot. You need to pause just as many times as the speaker does. Not less, not more.
For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response. For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response.
Strategy number 2, mark the units of thought. Now, what is a unit of thought? A unit of thought is a word, a pair of words, or a group of words which can produce a mental image. I know that's confusing, so let me just give you a better explanation. At a minimum, a unit of thought must contain 1 or more content words. What is a content word? A content word can be a noun, a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. Okay? So, for example, take the word people. Okay? The word people itself could be a unit of thought. Why? Because if I say the word people, if I close my eyes, I can imagine the image. I can see the image of a crowd. I can imagine people. It creates a picture in my mind of people. So if I put the word many behind people, then I'm limiting the concept of people. I'm giving you more information. I'm creating another image of people, not just people in general, many people. So now if I close my eyes, I can see a larger crowd of people, not just people in general. So the words many people evoke or induce some sort of a mental image or representation of a concept. The ability to identify the units of thought in a sentence will help you to remember the words more accurately and thus reproduce them more easily. Okay? Watch this.
For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response.
Strategy number 3, mark the modifiers. Now, what is a modifier? Modifiers are words or groups of words that provide more information on a word or group of words. For example, the word change is a vague concept, okay? It's a general concept. It's a vague concept until we add the word climate behind it. The word climate is a modifier because it limits the concept of change. It's not just any change we're talking about, because there are many different kinds of change. We're not talking about any change. We're talking about climate change. So by adding the word climate, I'm narrowing the concept of change. I'm limiting the idea of change. Now, typically, modifiers are either adjectives or adverbs. Adjectives modify nouns, and adverbs modify verbs. Despite the word climate being a noun, it's playing the role of an adjective in this example because it's modifying another noun, change, right? So climate is a noun. Change is a noun. But since climate is modifying change, it's acting like an adjective to the word change, if that makes sense. Now, because climate is modifying change, it is safe to say that the voice pitch should be slightly higher on climate. So I say climate change. Climate change.
For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response.
Strategy number 4, mark the pitch boundaries and movement. The ability to hear the correct pitch boundaries and movement of the speaker will help you process the meaning or message of the sentence more effectively, okay? Provided that you are making a statement that is not asking a question. Okay, that's what a statement is. It's not a question. It's just something you say. You're not asking anything. You're just saying. That's a statement. So when you make a statement, a rule of thumb is to begin your phrase, clause, or a sentence with a higher pitch and end it with a lower pitch. Okay, so that is known as pitch boundary. Pitch movement is the changes in pitch that occur throughout the entire sentence. Pitch movement or changes in voice pitch usually occur when transitioning between clauses. For example, a dependent clause or an independent clause, or when highlighting a modifier, or when simply moving from one unit of thought to another. Okay? Now, that is not only important in the PTE academic test, it's important in any speaking test that you take for any purpose. Okay? It's a must master skill. You have to master that skill. Watch this.
For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response. For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response.
Strategy number 5, mark the word stress. Now, word stress is syllable stress. Okay, if you don't know what word stress is, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I would strongly recommend that you go to my website, www.englishspeaklikenative.com, and click on the free lessons. You have a lot of free lessons about any area of pronunciation that you like to learn about, including stress. So go back there, check it out, and then come back to the clip, and you can watch it again. But if you need a slight reminder, basically, a syllable is a vowel, okay? So if a word has one vowel, then it is a one-syllable word, okay? For example, the article a, just a, is a one-vowel word, and it's a one-syllable word. The number of consonants does not matter in a word because it doesn't really change the syllabic structure of a word, okay? So the word change, for instance, is a one-syllable word. It has one vowel, but 3 consonants. But that does not change the fact that it's a one-syllable word. Okay? Make sense? Now, if a word contains 2 vowels, like the word trigger, then it's a 2-syllable word. One syllable will have to be pronounced a bit more forcefully than the other syllables. So in trigger is stressed more than the other one, trigger. Got it? So now long words may have one primary stress and one secondary stress. Okay? Word stress, guys, is tremendously important. Very important. And it's going to help you get a better score, definitely. Right? It's going to help you to reproduce the sentence that you hear more naturally, more correctly, than if you are not able to hear the stress of the sentence at all. So watch this now, you'll understand more.
For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response. For many people, just hearing the words climate change causes an immediate trigger response.